Hey, what is up, everybody? This is David Tress from theloveofplay.com, and I am here checking out a hot new deck. This is the Demolition Druid. Gonna get rid of my higher cost cards. I think I'll keep Wild Growth for right now. You know what? I think I'm gonna have to get rid of that too. I just need. I've been literally for maybe the past 10 games, I've only been running up against Zoolocks, so I just need creatures who are I can get out earlier and sort of attempt to establish board control, because these Zoolocks are brutal. They just come at you hard. But this deck it's hot on Hearthstone right now. It is like the most talked about deck. It's not the highest rated deck or anything like that, but it is, you know what, I think I just blew it. Shoot. What I wanted to do was it's not a big deal. Never mind. I'm going to do this and just attack him in his face and wait around. I could have wrathed him, but I think I want to wait until I can get the card draw from that Wrath. But anyway, this deck it's one of the fast rising decks in the game right now, and it is pretty great. I'm into it. I still think I need to do some teching to take account for the current meta of the game right now. I think I made the wrong call there. I'm gonna Wrath this guy, so I can just mitigate a little bit of the damage that's being thrown at me. That is a good start for him. It is going to be hard to, I definitely have tools in my hand right now to fight back against this heavy of an early board control, but I don't have any board clears. Like, one of the things that I really do need to add to this deck is Starfall, I believe. I've just been running into a bunch of instances where that would have been super handy, just because the Zoolock is so prevalent right now. It really is the most common deck that I'm running into. I think that's just because it's really cheap and just so effective. That hero card draw, just being able to pull a card out of two cards every single turn if you take the hit in your health. It's just man, it is a good situation for the Warlocks right now. And it's an interesting thing too. It's a hard thing to nerf, and I wrote a opinion piece about Blizzard and how expertly I think they balance their games. But I think what they may need to end up doing is buffing other players' hero abilities, because it's not like they can, the Warlock, the hero abilities, I think as of yet have been pretty set in stone. I don't know if there's been changes coming to them, but I don't know. It's just, it is a tough thing to deal with. I'm going to silence this guy right now. I'm not sure if that is the right move, but it is the one that I'm making. But yeah, the Warlock, just with the cards that are out right now, how well this pool of low-cost minions synergize with each other, and then being able to pull out cards, play all of your entire hand so early in the game, and then just keep getting 2 cards each turn is just a huge thing. And then mixed with Soulfire and these things that you can play without a penalty on an empty hand. Usually the reason these cards are balanced is because they have a discard. But yeah, when you just empty your entire hand and it's on the board, there's not much you can do. Okay, so here, what will we do? Oh boy. I think we have to throw this out. I don't. This game is a bust. Hopefully we get a better start next turn, and we had a slow start. The thing is, if you even want to compete with a deck like this, you just have to come out of the gate so strong. But I have been liking this deck. You know, I'm talking more about the Zoolock than I am about the Demolisher Druid. And I really like it because it is not a gimmicky deck, but it's highlighting cards that I think might be perceived as a little bit gimmicky. The Demolisher is a really underused card, and the creator of this deck, who I cannot think of offhand, is talking about this in I have to concede here, but he's talking about this in the deck description, that he is just really surprised that he doesn't see it more commonly used, because it's a 1/4 3 cost, I believe, and it deals 2 damage randomly to an enemy, which against a Zoolock like that, if you get one of those out early, if you like innervate into a Demolisher like right away, you can sort of ride out that board control for a long time if you get lucky with those randomized points of damage. So I like it a lot in concept. In practice, though, I definitely have ran into some issues with it. Here we're playing against a Shaman, and we have a pretty perfect hand right now. So yeah, we're gonna keep that. It's gonna allow me to throw out my Demolisher right away. Hopefully he doesn't, throw any control in my face and just, get rid of that. But also, one of the things another one of the points that the creator of this deck was pointing out is that it is an underused card, but it draws so much aggro. Like, as soon as it hits the board, it is like top priority to get this thing out of there. And that's an amazing thing for a 3-drop card, especially late game. If you're playing it late game, So see, by the end of, if it lasts until the start of our next turn, that's 5 damage from this card alone by turn 3. But yeah, so if you at any point in the game when you throw the Demolisher out. I would have guessed that he would have thrown that at this, but I guess he just didn't want any damage coming at him through the Loot Hoarder. But at any point in the game when you throw this card out, it's going to attract. It's going to be attracting some aggro, which is a great thing. Okay, here we have this big Game Hunter, but we're going to want to hang on to him. He was not recommended in this deck. He is my own addition, and I'm not sure how I feel about him. I think that he can be really clutch, in certain situations where you run into, if you get like a Molten Giant or something like that, or just a big creature that has taunt or something like that, this guy, he can be your saving grace. But or a Rag, there's a lot of cases where he comes in a lot of handy, but more often than not, I feel like I'm playing him without even using his Battle Cry, and just because I'm winning and I don't really have just want to get cards out. But yeah, what should I do here? I think that I will play this card. It might be nice to save. Oh, you know what I think I'll do? I will do this. 3 damage. Attack him head on. And attack him in the face with my Druid. And then I can hang on to that silence because, man, does it come in handy. So I'm feeling pretty good about this so far. He's down 10 health. We're up 2 armor. Still have our original Demolisher. And this is a great example of how this deck is supposed to work. Because that Demolisher just... okay, see, there. He's finally using the card to get rid of it. But that Demolisher just... if you get it out early, it can be quite the force to, be reckoned with. So here, what should I do? I think I'm going to throw the silence on this guy. And it leaves me with 1 extra mana, but the other 2 choices were not my favorite. Kind of want to hang on to Blood Mage to, buff up another spell damage, a spell. Yeah, you kind of want to play him ahead of playing a Wrath or something. I might have... Did I use both of my Wraths already? I am unsure. I'm not sure right now. Okay, so I have Sylvanas right now. I think we'll get her out. And then we'll just let the Keeper of the Grove sit. Because he can't, you don't want to waste him or bring him down a couple of health if it's not going to do us any good. Okay, so he's hexing Sylvanas. Good move. Sylvanas is another card that is not recommended with this deck, but I don't know. I like that card a lot. It draws a ton of aggro, which in certain cases, like, I know that drawing aggro isn't entirely just a positive thing. It can often lead to situations where you are... Let's attack him. Where you use a card and you don't get its full usage and you're behind in mana. Like that Sylvanas didn't work out for us. We spent 6 mana to get her out there, and he dealt with her with 3 mana, a 3 mana spell. So there are definitely moments where high aggro cards they get dealt with so aggressively that you can't even really get a tremendous amount of use from them. So things have slowed down a little bit. He's sort of in a better place than he was early on, and we're a little light on cards. Hopefully I get some card draw pretty soon. For card draw, I have an Ancient of Lore, which allows you to pick between 5 health healed to your hero or 2 extra cards. There's talk in the post for this deck about what do I want to do here? Let's attack into this. Then I'm trying to decide whether or not I should... Sorry, I was thinking hard there. I was trying to decide whether I should charge or throw up a taunt. I think because this is a deck that's really focused on buffing up other minions, I'm gonna charge and yeah, I don't know actually. I think I'm going bear form. Just making a decision. I'm gonna throw Blood Mage out there as well. And then just that'll help us with card draw, because I think that'll sort of be how that card is most useful to us right now. Because Big Game Hunter is not doing us a lot of good. So yeah, this is an example. I do need to metatech this deck a little bit, just to sort of give me a few cards that are going to be helpful against locks and some board removal spells and things of that nature. I think I also might want to put a bit more card draw into it, because this does not happen super often, where I'm just down to a single card. But I guess turn 8, it's not hugely rare, but he is in a much better place than I am. Okay. Gotcha. Okay. Okay, now we have a Wrath. Okay, so this is going to be pretty good for us. I'm excited about this turn. So let's start it off by dealing 1 damage to this card, and then we get to draw. Okay, if this guy was one damage higher, we could deal with him. But then here, we will attack into this guy, get rid of him, and then you know, hopefully next turn he doesn't throw up another taunter, so we can attack straight into that thing and get rid of it finally, because it is being quite the nuisance. So yeah, I'm actually sort of interested to see how Blizzard responds to a real lack of originality in decks. You know, when I'm playing Magic or something like that. Oh, okay, here the big game hunter will come in handy. When I'm playing Magic or something like that, and I go up and play against people that I do not know, I really, you know, it's pretty rare that I see pre-made decks, and that might just be because of the people that I'm playing with. But there we go. I'm pretty happy with that turn. I think we sort of have finally seized back board control, and we have this swipe to deal with whatever he throws out this turn. But I tend to really be surprised by the amount of creativity that I see in Magic decks. But with this, it's really, once you drop below rank 20, it's all decks that you see online, because if you want to be competitive, everyone is using decks that were created and easily obtainable by like very competitive players. So you see a lot of the same deck. You see a lot of homogenization in that space. Here, we'll swipe this guy. Oh. Okay, now what are we going to do here? I think I'll attack into that, and then let's hit him in the face there, and then take out that Manatide Totem. But yeah, I am really interested, because that has to be a concern for Blizzard, because you know that'll be a thing that is a deciding factor in how successful this game is, in the longevity of this game, the variety of decks and the creativity that goes into deck building. That's a huge part of what makes collectible card games fun, is you know, how well and the card, you know, how big of a card pool and the variety of options that you have to build a unique deck. So we'll have to see how they respond to that, because that is not this game right now. This game is a game where you basically have to go online, unless you're, you know, a really competitive player. Here, what do we want to do? Yeah, let's play this and get our cards. Got a Demolisher and Harvest Golem. Let's throw the Harvest Golem out. Yeah, this game is not a game that really encourages being. I mean, unless you're a player who's constantly playing and taking stats and really committed to building a quality deck. If you're a more casual player and you want to compete, you want to be competitive in this game, you pretty much have to go to the internet to find your deck. So we'll see how we'll have to wait and see to see if Blizzard fixes that issue, and I imagine they will. And I think you know, this game does have a small card pool. It is early on in the game's life, and the further we get into, you know, this game being live and they're obviously going to add cards. I think they're adding 30 cards with the Naxxramas pack that's coming out. Let's use this. This will give us an extra card. Innervate. Let's take that out for right now. And let's save the Innervate. But yeah, the Blizzard, of course, is an incredibly committed developer, and they like their games to have long lives, so they know what they need to do to make that work, and which is why they got out there and were like, we're gonna add 30 cards to this game, and it's gonna change things up, and you're gonna see a lot of it's going to draw attention away from the current cards, and then it's going to shift the meta because those cards are going to be so popular. And that is it. We just lost 2 in a row. But yeah, it'll draw attention away from the current popular decks, and people are going to want to build new effective decks with these new cards, which is then going to make people go back and find answers within the previous, the older cards, which and then that'll just keep on happening every time they release subsequent cards. So I guess that'll probably be how it all pans out. So that is it. That was an uneventful. That we got a decent match with that shaman, but we'll play some more of this soon. I want to spend some more time and meta-tech this deck, and I'll come back and we'll see if we can do a little bit better. All right, take care, everyone. Bye.